friends. Today, the target that we're going to talk about is how you can calculate the surface area of a cylinder. And so I thought to myself, why would you ever want to calculate the surface area of a cylinder? And I thought, well, of course you would want to because you have a bunch of Quaker Oats containers in your house because you are oatmeal fanatics. And you want to use them to make a really super awesome Valentine container. So this is my thought. If I'm going to make a Valentine container for my 4-year-old, I'm going to have to make sure that every little piece of the Quaker Oats box is colored in Pinkalicious paper because my girl loves pink. And so I'm even going to cover the bottom because it's kind of brown and she will think that's nasty. So she's going to want the whole thing covered. So to do that, I'm going to find the surface area of this cylinder. When I think about finding the surface area, I like to think about making a cut. So here's my scissors. And I'm going to go ahead and cut the cylinder apart so that I can lay it flat and figure out how much paper I'm really going to need. When I do that, I recognize that I create this rectangle that's around the cylinder. And it's the rectangle matches right along with the edge of the circle, which would of course be, if we walk around the outside edge, the circumference. So this line right here is what wraps around the circle. So this is my circumference. The length of this line is going to be my circumference of my circle. This is going to be my height, which we already know is 9.5 inches. And I'm going to have that top circle, and I'm also going to have that bottom circle. So this is what this cylinder looks like when you kind of lay it flat. And I know that the diameter of my circle is 5.375 inches. So I'm going to go to work. The first thing I'm going to try to do is find the circumference so I know the length of this edge of my rectangle. So to do that, to find the circumference is equal to pi d. Easy enough because they actually gave me the diameter. So I'm just going to do 3.14 times 5.375. Now I'm going to tell you something about finding the surface area of a cylinder. You know how to do all the different pieces. It's just a lot of pieces, so you got to be hard working. 3.14 times 5.375 gives me 16.8775. So we're going to go ahead and round to 16.9 inches. So now instead of saying this is the circumference, I know it is, but I'm going to replace it with the number of 16.9 inches. Okay, so now I think I have some good information. I can calculate the area of my rectangle because the area of my rectangle, of course, is length times width. And the length is 16.9 and the width is 9.5. So we can go ahead and do that over here. The area of my rectangle is equal to 16.9 times 9.5. And I'll have my first piece here. So I take my 16.9 times 9.5 and I get 160.55 inches squared. Okay, so that's the area of this rectangle. So I'm still working on finding the area, surface area, which means the area of each of the pieces. So now I'm going to go ahead and find the area of this circle. Now the thing that I'm super lucky about in a cylinder is the top circle and the bottom circle are the same size. So really I only have to calculate the area of one and then multiply it by 2. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's move our Valentine boxes over a little bit. And we'll just erase this piece right here. Okay, so if I talk about the area of my circle, it's equal to, of course, pi r squared. In this case, my diameter is 5.375, and we all know, because we are super mathematicians, we can take 5.375 divided by 2 to get our radius, which is 2.7. So that's going to tell me my radius is equal to 2.7. So I go 3.14 times 2.7 squared. And so I'm going to go ahead and calculate that. I get my 2.7 times 2.7 times 3.14. Remembering multiplication, the order doesn't matter. So I get 22.9 inches squared. And that's going to be for this circle and for this one. So they're both 22.9. So I can go ahead and take my 22.9 and multiply it by 2 circles that I have. So again, like I said, you can do this work. It's not bad. You know how to find the area of a circle. It just takes some hard work because there's lots of pieces, and you get 45.8 inches squared. So now I have my 2 circles at 45.8 and my 1 rectangle at 160.55. If I simply add them together, I'm going to add on my 160.55 and I get a total of 206.35. So I took to get there, I took the area of my pieces, my 45.8 plus my 160.55 to get 206.35 inches squared. That's the total area. That's of all the surfaces of my cylinder. That's how much paper I'm going to need to be able to cover all of the different spots to make the most awesome Valentine cylindrical container ever. And my daughter will be so super excited. Now the thing is, just look at this page. This was all one problem, right? Finding the surface area of this Quaker Oats container. It has a lot of pieces, but you know how to do all the pieces. You know how to find the circumference so that you can find the length of the rectangle. You know how to find the area of a circle, and you know how to find the area of a rectangle, and you know how to add them together. And if you can do all those pieces, my friends, then you can find the area of a cylinder. Go to it!